Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. That's Neti Leddel. I'm Brett Chapin, and I'm putting on my headphones.
Actually, I'm so used to saying, and that's Brett Chapin, but really, we haven't done that for 200 episodes.
I know. We scratched that because it was getting a little annoying, and maybe people were making fun of us. I don't know.
Wow, they do that anyway.
Yeah,
Come on.
I know.
All right,
So on the line, guys, we have musical theater actress, and vocalist Lindsay Lavin calling us all the way from New York. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi.
Hi, Lindsay. Thank you so much for calling in.
Of course. Thank you for having me on your show.
Awesome. Lindsay is a New York theater actress. She's been doing it a long time, like I said. All kinds of experience. She's done Maureen and Rent. She's done the Rosie O'Donnell cruise with the guys over at Sirius XM. It's on Broadway, and she's got a lot to offer the theater community in New York, I believe.
Basically, you're like a superhero. Maureen and Rent, wow.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. Yeah, definitely.
It's a pretty hefty part.
It was definitely a dream role for me, and it couldn't have been any better.
So going back to your beginnings, Lindsay, how did you get involved in theater and acting, and what sparked your interest in it?
Well, I grew up in Miami, and I didn't even really know that I wanted to sing until when I was all the way back in elementary school. My mom's friend thought she heard something, a talent in me, and she was a piano teacher and a voice teacher, and she asked if I wanted to take lessons, and even surprising to me, I had something there, and I just went with it. And then I went to high school. I went to a magnet program for singing and acting, and I did all the Grease in Oklahoma, the typical high school shows you could probably do.
Sure.
And then I went on to go to Berklee College of Music in Boston.
Wow.
And I didn't know even when I first went there that I wanted to do theater. I was like, I want to be a pop star, and I want to be in a band. So, my first 2 years I really focused on songwriting and vocal performance and stuff like that. And then I met a few people that were a part of a musical theater club at Berklee, and I was like, oh, I really, want to see what this is all about. And it was completely student run, and it was really cool. And I got involved and ended up doing a bunch of shows and decided I loved theater and was definitely moving to New York, right after I graduated. That was sort of the start of it all.
And so what happened when you got to New York?
So it's actually a funny story. While I was still in school, and I was thinking well, I'm going to move to New York, but I wish I had, other than just going and starting to audition, I wish I had a job or a really amazing reason to move there. And so I got a really random message from a friend from high school, and he was like, it was on MySpace when everyone still used MySpace. And he was like, it's so great to see that you're still doing music. He's like, I work at Sirius Radio. If you ever need anything, let me know. And I was like, well, actually, I would love to get into contact with Seth Rudetsky. If you have his information, that would be And he's like, oh yeah, of course. And a second later got me his information. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So I wrote him an email, is there do you need any help at Sirius? Can I work with you on your radio station? And it took a while to hear back from him. And then literally a week before I graduated, I get a phone call. And I literally think I might have even just had taken a few shots. I don't know. It was I was just about to graduate, so I was having fun. And he calls me, and I get a phone call, and it's Seth, on the phone.
Wow.
And I'm like, hello. I know, it was amazing. And he's like, hey girl, we don't have room for you at Sirius, but why don't you come be my personal assistant? And I was like,
no way.
What? I was freaking out. So I was kind of an intern / assistant for him, which was unreal.
Which is a dream
and I was
job.
Oh my God, I couldn't have gotten any luckier. It was amazing. So, I was like, well, that's it. I'm moving to New York. There's not even a single question. I literally didn't have anywhere to live. I lived with a friend for weeks until I finally found an apartment. And then, my first thing that I did with Seth, the first day one of my job or whatever, I can't even call it a job really. he took me to rehearsal where I met Stephen Schwartz and it was when Godspell was first happening. And then it got canceled, but now it's back. But it was when Godspell was first happening, so it was that whole original cast, and then the whole actual original cast of Rent was there. It was just a benefit concert, and they were rehearsing, and I was with Seth, and I met a bunch of my idols. It was insane.
That is crazy. Yeah, for those that don't know who Seth Rodetsky is, I don't know how you couldn't, but for those that don't know, he is the one of the main show hosts on Broadway's Sirius XM on Broadway channel, and he's pretty amazing. The guy's basically a guru of musical theater.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just the it person for Broadway. It doesn't get much better, than him.
Absolutely.
So it was definitely an amazing, amazing opportunity.
And you went on the Rosie O'Donnell tour with Seth, I understand.
Yes. And so I was working for him for a little, and then he's like, I want to hear you sing. And so I sang for him, and he's like, what? All this time, and I didn't know that can come out of you. And I was like, well, I don't know. I didn't, want to just randomly sing for you. And what?
Overstep your boundaries. You don't know what the line is, right?
Right. And even actually before the Rosie Cruise, he had me sing backup in a corporate kind of gig with Julia Murney and Lilius White and Darius DeHaas and some broad and Andrea McCardle, and I was just am I really? This is insane. This is incredible.
Surreal.
So a few weeks later, he's and this was kind of last minute. He's like, would you want to come on the Rosie Cruise and sing backups and perform? And I was like, do you even have to ask? Of course. This is amazing. And I had heard about it, and I never in a million years thought that I would be able to go on it with him or at all. And so I went, and it was an amazing, amazing week. I never wanted it to end.
I'll bet that was pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so what exactly is going on? So how many years have you been in New York now, and what's going on now?
Well, I've been in New York for almost 4 years.
Okay.
And and in besides doing, the Rosie Cruise and I did Rent last summer.
Oh, geez.
I try to do as many benefit concerts and readings, and actually what's really cool right now, me and my roommate just started a after school program in our apartment basically for kids, and it's a theater program. And
oh wow,
it just started. Yeah, it literally, our first day was Thursday and Friday, yesterday and Thursday.
Okay, sorry, we need to take a quick break, but we're gonna come back with all the hustle and bustle of New York and find out more about all this goodness.
Yeah, I want to hear about that. I want to hear about her thoughts on the differences between being an LA actor and a New York actor in theater.
All right.
That's gonna be interesting.
Talk to you soon.
We'll be back on La La Land with Brett and Net right here on CRN Digital Talk.
Looking at them just gives me the blues.
Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. That's Neti Leddel. I am Brett Chapin, and we're on the phone with actress Lindsay Lavin, all the way from New York. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, guys.
So, Neti, I'm going to call you out for a second here, because you said something kind of cool about Lindsay during the break, and I think she would love to hear it. I think our listeners would too.
I really don't think we should talk about this on air.
Uh-oh.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, what you were saying was really cool. What were you saying about... No, I'm letting you say it. I know what you said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, to sum up what I said was that what I think is really cool about you is that you're an artist who cares about the community, who involves her art into the community. It's hand in hand, as opposed to a lot of artists who don't have that higher consciousness of the community around them, which is a really special thing that you don't usually find, that you don't usually find in a lot of actors and musicians.
Do you find that you make community service and things like the after-school program that you're doing right now a part of your art, Lindsay?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's definitely really important to me, and I feel like it always has been. But I mean, I just feel like it's an important thing to do. You can't even meet other people that do. Sometimes it's hard to meet other people that do what you do when you don't, put yourself out there in the community and try to help out and do whatever you can. I mean, especially with this theater thing that sort of came up, kind of out of nowhere, but it was like me and my roommate are just so happy that we can do something like this.
Are you guys out in Brooklyn?
No, we're actually in the city. We're very, fortunate and grateful that we can live in the city. It makes it a little easier, especially for auditions and early morning wake-ups.
Oh, wow.
Very
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, definitely.
How was New Year's over there?
I was actually in Miami for New Year's.
I was in New York. Oh, my God. We missed each other.
Oh, really?
You guys probably
Yeah.
flew past each other on the plane.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Okay.
It was warm, so I can't complain. It was really warm.
Okay.
So, Lindsay, what are some of the differences that you find between working as a theater artist in New York and a theater artist in LA? LA can sometimes get a bad rap for theater, and when you compare it to New York, what do you think?
I mean, I don't know too much about the theater scene in LA. I do know that people seem to say that there are more opportunities in New York City and not as many in LA. But then I talk to some people that, they think those people are crazy and there's completely equal opportunity. I mean, I'd like to think there was equal opportunity for both and that they're both good theater scenes. But, I guess since Broadway is in New York, some people seem to think it's just the place to be if you're going to do musical theater.
Mm-hmm.
I think the quality of actors, as far as theater go, are different. I think there's that probably maybe a little higher quality
Easy.
of actors, but maybe not. And that's probably why theater in LA gets a bad rap. But if we raise the quality, out here maybe it would be just as good. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I mean, I can't imagine that the quality of theater wouldn't be good there as well, considering there's so much acting out there in LA.
There is. I mean, we've got like a pulp fiction remix Shakespeare thing. I mean, it's just like it's all random and fun. Like a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
going
I mean,
on
it gets
here.
a lot more creative. How I see it is it gets a little more creative in LA. Like they do a little more
Experimental.
Original stuff.
Yeah.
And they experiment more, which is, to me, awesome. I would love to see more of that.
I don't know if it's so much the quality as it is the awareness. Like people have to know that the good theater is out there in LA. And New York's always going to be the theater capital, I think, because they have Broadway.
Right.
But people have to know that there's good theater in LA and that it deserves to be seen.
Yeah, the LA Times has no love for small theaters
really?
in LA.
Oh.
Let's be honest. Anyway.
Well, they're trying.
So do you write original works? Original pieces?
I don't write any plays or scripts or anything like that, but I do write music, and I haven't written in a little while, but I wrote a lot when I first got here and a lot in college, and I have some theater pieces that I've written, like just standalone theater songs. But yeah, I'm trying to get back into it.
Is that the kind of stuff you share with the kids?
I mean, it might be. It might definitely be something we touch on. I know that a lot of them, even just in the first class, were talking about how, they make up songs and they make up plays and TV. They were all talking about all their creative things they do, which is so cool. So I would love to see if they could do stuff like that too.
Can you hang on the line, Lindsay? And we'll be right back with you. One more segment. Talk to us a little more.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Thank you.
We'll be back on La La Land with Brett and Ned right here on CRN Digital Talk.
And that then just gives me the blues.
Road, but there's so many wonderful rewards. It's definitely worth it for the right people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I really think, again, it's amazing that you're reaching out to the children who, like Whitney Houston said, are the future, and but really they are, because I mean, time passes so quickly, and being able to do that is getting involved with kids in the city of New York. I'm sure it's with technology and everything, I think it can be a very distracting time to be able to sit down with and focus.
And this
is wonderful.
Yeah, and this is definitely just good old fashioned, like, learning to express yourself and not be in front of the computer and not, rely on those kinds of things, and just really, teaching them how to work together and be themselves. And there's actually a hilarious story. So yesterday in our class, we were sort of just meeting all of the girls, and we have this one really cute little girl, and she's like in first grade. So I think she's 6 or 7, and she's like, "Can I please sing a song?" And we were like, "Oh my gosh, of course," And so she goes, "Okay." And she literally busts out the entire first half of Ice Ice Baby, like rapping and all. And I was just like,
song.
"This is amazing." It was so good.
Oh my God.
Nice.
That's a good one for you too. So are there any shows right now that either you're in or any close friends of yours or colleagues of yours that is just amazing going on in New York that, like, you think people should just not miss?
Well, I saw, speaking of Godspell before, Godspell is awesome, and I actually have a friend who's in it right now. His name is Eric Michael Kropp, and he is a phenomenal singer.
Our friend Michael Seal is one of the producers of that.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah, I mean, the show was so good. It was just such a cool, they did it really well. I loved how they did it.
Awesome.
Godspell's a classic.
Sorry?
Godspell's a classic. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Personally, I can't wait for Evita, too.
Oh, wow.
This is really one of, like, my favorite shows, and it's, like, I'm literally going to be, like, if not opening night, I want to get there as soon as possible. Like, I can't wait. With Ricky Martin in it, it's going to be fun.
What do you think about Taylor? What do you think about Taylor Swift being cast in Les Mis as Eponine?
Yeah, that's kind of a
interesting casting,
weird choice, in my opinion.
Are you going to at least see it? Or would you?
I think I'll see it. I mean, I'm definitely intrigued, but I don't know. It wouldn't, I think, speaking from everybody, at least their Facebook statuses are, totally pissed that she was chosen.
I wonder what the rehearsals are like. I wonder what
People are going crazy
I
about
want the
that,
inside
though.
scoop on that. That's interesting. I know, because
Like,
it just seems like there are so many struggling, amazing, and then she comes in as a country singer.
Exactly. And it's funny because my parents came to town a few months ago, and my mom was like, "We have to see Hugh Jackman on Broadway." And I was like, A, that's so typical of my mom to want to do. And B, like, I was like, "Oh, really? Like, it's going to suck. Like, I don't want to see it." So we ended up seeing it. An amazing show. Like, it was so good. And so when he said he was going to be in the movie, I was like, "Oh, well, now I have to see it." Because he was so good in it was, like, amazing.
There you go. You never know.
So that's one you should go see before it closes, if you're listening. Go see Hugh Jackman. It was so good.
What theater is that at?
Oh, I don't remember now.
Anyway, you could Google it. Doesn't matter.
Google it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Musical theater actress and vocalist, multi-talented Lindsay Lavin. Check her out, guys. LindsayLavin.com. And thanks so much for joining us, Lindsay.
And being a wonderful person.
Of course. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Please keep in touch and keep us posted.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Guys, we're going to be back in the next segment with a little departure from our normal routine here on La La Land. We're going to be talking about some important social issues. So make sure you stick around. If you have any questions, give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. That's 1-800-336-2225. We'll be back on La La Land with Brett and Ned on CRN Digital Talk. That's Neti Leddel,
And that's Brett Chapin.
inviting you to join us every Saturday for La La Land with Brett and Ned.
There's so much talent in the Los Angeles area.
Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin. That's Neti Leddel. And we're here on another Saturday, Neti. If you have any questions for us, go ahead and give us a call at 1-800-336-2225, just like our buddy Steve Lathrop over in North Hollywood did. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Brett, what's up? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Nat, how you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for calling in.
How's your New Year's?
It was good. It is a productive year. I can tell. And how about what's going on? Because we had Mr. Steve Lathrop on a couple shows ago, and he was talking about raising money for his film. So what's going on with that?
Oh yeah, I forgot I was on your show, wasn't I? Yeah, it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. But I want to talk to you guys. I want to know what's going on. Your resolutions. As artists. Any plans for you guys in the show?
Work more.
Work more.
I don't like to set resolutions because it sets up expectation. What I like to do is action and production. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like I feel like I'm just, if you just said, I don't know how to explain it exactly.
Like what's the expression? Walk the walk, but don't talk the talk, or something like that.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Nike.
you guys are doing great. I'm going to let you go, but all right, enjoying the show. All right, peace.
Thanks for
Thank you
calling,
for calling in.
I like Steve.
I love Steve.
He's so supportive of us. That's very cool.
He's an amazing human being, and he's probably one of the most creative, imaginative people. I mean, just obscure stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
So shifting gears to some interesting things that are going on socially.
yeah.
And I don't think we're going to have time to play that clip until the next segment. So
Okay.
let's wait till the next segment. But let's set it up because it's kind of interesting.
Okay.
And something we talked about this morning. So we're really not a political show on La La Land. We're more about Los Angeles artists. But when important things come up.
But yeah, and as I was, just reciting from Shakespeare, right?
Yeah.
Art imitates life, life imitates art, and the community responds. Art responds around its community.
Right.
And so that's why this is important, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So, there's some very important things going on right now in the Iowa legislature regarding same-sex marriage. There was a bill that was up for a vote a few weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, regarding making same-sex marriage illegal in Iowa. I don't believe it's legal now, but it was a bill to amend the Constitution to make it
Illegal.
very much illegal.
Correct.
And they give the public an opportunity to respond when they have votes like that. So a young man by the name of Zach Wall, 22-year-old man, got up and he had some really great things to say to the senators and the state caucus in Iowa. That was pretty incredible. Or excuse me, state legislature in Iowa.
Yeah, it was extremely profound, and he really set himself up very nicely. I would have never thought he was 22 years of age. I don't know. It's all over YouTube. It's had probably over 1 million hits. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, you're about to hear it. But if you have heard it, it is one of the most inspirational things I think I've heard in a long time.
It's great stuff. If you want to YouTube it, look up 2 lesbians raised a baby, and this is what they got. Pretty awesome guy, Zach Wall. And what we're probably going to do, since it's about a 3-minute clip and about a 4-minute and 30-second segment, we'll just go right into it, coming back into this new segment. What do you think, Neti?
I think that sounds good.
Cool. So no intro music. We'll just go right into it when it comes back from the break.
So we're not going to talk about the freed inmate rearrested wearing his jail garb.
Let's talk about that real quick because that's funny.
So basically, Brett's going to tell you about this.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Somebody who was released from jail as he was walking out got rearrested for stealing what?
His orange jumpsuit.
Exactly.
Somehow, he was checked out of the jail wearing his civilian clothes and got back into his orange jumpsuit before getting on the bus to leave the jail, and was rearrested when the bus driver noticed that he was still in his orange jumpsuit.
This is an actual. It was in the L.A. Times, written
Yeah.
by Phil Willen. So I think that guy probably has learned a lesson,
I sure hope so.
and it's not to shop at jail, I guess, or shoplift at jail.
There's, all kinds of strange things that go on in the world, and that's why we're here on La La Land to bring them to you.
It's comedy. That's right. Can't write it. You can't even write it. Oops, I just ripped it.
Guys, any questions for us, go ahead and give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/LaLaLandTalk and Twitter at twitter.com/LaLaLandTalk. Feel free to send us an email at lalalandtalk@gmail.com. And we'll be back on La La Land Talk right here.
On CRN Digital Talk.
Looking at them just gives me the blues.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Zach Walls. I'm a sixth-generation Iowan and an engineering student at the University of Iowa. And I was raised by two women. My biological mom, Terry, told her grandparents that she was pregnant, that the artificial insemination had worked, and they wouldn't even acknowledge it. It actually wasn't until I was born and they succumbed to my infantile cuteness that they broke down and told her that they were thrilled to have another grandson. Unfortunately, neither of them lived to see her marry her partner, Jackie, of 15 years when they wedded in 2009. My younger sister and only sibling was born in 1994. We actually have the same anonymous donor, so we're full siblings, which is really cool for me. And I guess the point is that our family really isn't so different from any other Iowa family. When I'm home, we go to church together, we eat dinner, we go on vacations. But we have our hard times too. We get in fights. Actually, my mom, Terry, was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2000. It is a devastating disease that put her in a wheelchair, so we've had our struggles. But, we're Iowans. We don't expect anyone to solve our problems for us. We'll fight our own battles. We just hope for equal and fair treatment from our government. Being a student at the University of Iowa, the topic of same-sex marriage comes up quite frequently in classroom discussions. And the question always comes down to, well, can gays even raise kids? And the question, the conversation gets quiet for a moment because most people don't really have an answer. And then I raise my hand and say, actually, I was raised by a gay couple, and I'm doing pretty well. I scored in the 99th percentile on the ACT. I'm actually an Eagle Scout. I own and operate my own small business. If I was your son, Mr. Chairman, I believe I'd make you very proud. I'm not really so different from any of your children. My family really isn't so different from yours. After all, your family doesn't derive its sense of worth from being told by the state, you're married, congratulations. No, the sense of family comes from the commitment we make to each other, to work through the hard times so we can enjoy the good ones. It comes from the love that binds us. That's what makes a family. So what you're voting here isn't to change us. It's not to change our families, it's to change how the law views us, how the law treats us. You are voting for the first time in the history of our state to codify discrimination into our Constitution. A Constitution that, but for the proposed amendment, is the least amended Constitution in the United States of America. You are telling Iowans that some among you are second-class citizens who do not have the right to marry the person you love. So will this vote affect my family? Would it affect yours? Over the next 2 hours, I'm sure we're going to hear plenty of testimony about how damaging having gay parents is on kids. But in my 19 years, not once have I ever been confronted by an individual who realized independently that I was raised by a gay couple. And you know why? Because the sexual orientation of my parents has had zero effect on the content of my character. Thank you very much.
Good stuff, huh?
Wow. Okay, so we were wrong. He is not 22. He's actually 19 years of age.
Sorry, Zach.
And a pretty remarkable young man.
Yeah. That's a pretty moving speech, I gotta say. It's a wonderful thing.
And so do we know the outcome?
I don't. I actually don't know what the outcome of the vote is. I'm curious now. I have to look that up, and I'll let you know next week. or something. But
yeah, that is something we will follow up with next week.
yeah.
But we appreciate you listening and just being compassionate. Or
La La Land supports compassion. La La Land supports same-sex marriage, and La La Land does not support Chick-fil-A. Guys, we've had a great time, John. We've had a great time on the show today.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Next week is going to be another amazing show, and there is a show opening this week at Theater Palisades.
Oh my gosh, Rehearsal for Murder, theaterpalisades.com. Check it out, guys.
Yep, and Brett's going to be there.
Possibly, we don't know yet. Let's not jump the gun, but
he's high in demand, so.
Yeah, But I'm Brett Chapin. That's Neti Leddel.
And we will see you at
At the top.